para confound it. 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 Para confound it.
Hey honeys, it's your favorite housewife without a Bravo contract, Ciara, and I'm here to give you my housewife's take on yesterday's news, okay? So yesterday, child, it was raining. Right now it's raining again. So hopefully we don't have the same problems as yesterday. But yesterday the live was cut short because the dang on lights went out. Then I was like, wait, everything's still working on the computer. Wait, maybe the Wi-Fi didn't go out. And then the computer stopped responding. And I was trying to wait till the until the web page load again, but it was taking so long to load. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna try again tomorrow, child. Obviously, it's not my day. Ain't gotta know when to hold them and know when to fold them, okay? So we're gonna roll over our topic from yesterday, but that will be at the end of this live. To begin with this live today, we're gonna talk about Sidora's new song. Have y'all heard? Did y'all see it scrolling on your algorithm? Sidora has a new song, and I heard the little snippet of it. It has that like Sidora vibe. Like her she has like a special R&B sound to me. It's giving, a little old school, a little new school. It's nice. I like it. I liked her first single, her from this new album, Bad Girl. That video was so cute. And it was very daring. Mama was coming out, dirty dancing, like she looked good. She was hitting it. I was like, okay, Josadora. I'm still waiting on that hood remix. I'm from Miami, so I'm waiting for Fast Music 954 to get that snippet and remix it up and make it fast and make it ready for the club. That beginning of the song, I'm ready to dance to that. I really like that Bad Girl song. But I also pulled this topic because it's interesting that we haven't heard much singing from Drew on Spicy 17 of RHOA. We haven't heard about Shamia's singing storyline either. It's really been acting for Drew, and for Shamia, it's been more of her entrepreneur. Wow, now it's raining. Great. Hopefully the lights don't go out again. But for Shamia, it's been more of her little entrepreneur, not love. Let me just give them a little bit of hater. I'm not a hater. I love all the girls. It's been given more of her entrepreneur endeavors. She got her rum bum and all of the things. And yeah, I'm gonna put my PO box in my bio so you can send me some more. I'm sure, yeah. Okay, whenever it's available. Okay, some peach rum. Um, but the people did say when K Michelle was officially announced on the cast, they was like, it's too many singles on the cast. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. It's too many. All the singers storylines. It's too many singers. So I guess production know who they dealing with. Production know their audience, and we haven't heard singing storylines from Drew and Shamil. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. Let me read the um the caption. It says, "This song is one of my most personal records I've ever released. There were moments I didn't know if I was ready to tell this story, but music has always been the place where I find my truth. How does it feel?" That's the name of the song. It's for everyone who's ever loved with their whole heart. Mercy. Trusted completely and had to find the strength to keep going when things didn't turn out the way they imagined. So the song is going to be releasing on June 7th. That's in 4 more days. And she writes, "I can't wait for you to hear it. Hashtag, how does it feel?" And it kind of does have that D'Angelo. Y'all know I love D'Angelo. I don't know if y'all know I love D'Angelo, but now y'all know I love D'Angelo. Of D'Angelo. It has kind of like in a snippet, I kind of heard her like, drawing from inspiration from D'Angelo's "How Does It Feel?" And that's my song. That's my video, and that's my song. So Drew, how are you coming for the video? I see this AI generated photo, which is cute. It looks good. It's not too heavy on the AI. How we like it. So is you coming half naked for the video, Drew? Like what we doing? Let me know. Drop it in my inbox so I can, drop a little breadcrumb to my audience. Okay, Drew? Okay. So let's get into our next topic, which is Miss Ciara. Yesterday I saw Ciara Miller in Interview Magazine. And let me go ahead and read it because Miss Ciara is on to big things on another episode of Miss Ciara Ain't Got Time for Little Summer House. Miss Ciara is doing her thing. Okay, so let me read it. It says Ciara Miller on Healing, Prozac, and Karma. Last summer, reality star Ciara Miller headed to the Hamptons to film season 10 of Summer House. By the time the first episode aired this spring, she was at the center of a Bravo super scandal. Viewers watched her navigate complicated feelings towards her ex, Wes Wilson, while supporting her best friend, Amanda Batua, through her own relationship drama, only for Wilson and Batua to announce they were dating. The bombshell portrayal sent Reddit, the tabloids, and even Rihanna into a frenzy. Hey, Rihanna. With many showing support for Ciara before she confronts it all at the reunion, the nurse turned model shares her thoughts on Prozac, day drinking, Mercy, and Karma inside our upcoming spring issue. Link in the bio. Okay, let's read all the little teams. Okay, the first one says Karma. I believe in it. And I know a few people who got some bad karma coming in their future. Goodness. People ain't scared of karma. Y'all just don't be okay. I'm talking about my personal life. Let me just focus. Let me focus on Ciara. Y'all people down to the summer house. Y'all people with y'all microaggressions. We see y'all and we don't see each other, but we see y'all. And the karma is coming for y'all. And I be wondering, does it really matter if somebody get their karma if they don't know what they got their karma for? Cause that is like really like a fool. Like, and it's just like, I want you to know what you did wrong to me. And when you get your judgment, I want it to like sting extra hard because I Zara wrong when it's like, okay, anyways, child, let's get back to Ciara. Let's get out my personal business and let's go on to the next thing. Okay, producers. Really good producers are the difference between life and death. on my show, they know they have to give me the same producer every year. I can't tell my secrets to anyone. This is really interesting. I've been hearing a lot of TV stars talk about their producers and their relationship with their producers. We know Carlos King and his relationship with girls, he loves them all. Okay, he's been a couple of our faves producers. This makes me also think about what Candace Dillard recently said on Undomesticated, not her most recent episode, because they drop every Wednesday. Today is Wednesday. Her one she did last week when she was with Preston from Summer House Marcus Vineyard. Okay, that's ironic. And she talked about, I posted this clip, so y'all check out my page as well. She talked about how having a producer, she says they don't need to be black to be her producer, but she think it helps with her being open, and that openness leads to great TV. And I wrote in my caption, cultural competency, because that's important. You ain't gotta know, but you gotta know. And she said they don't have to be black, so cultural competency is super important in all work fields, child. All right, let's go to this one. Prozac. I need to up my dose because I'm still crying quite a bit for someone on this high of a dose. Mercy. Prozac. Oh, I remember first being, well, I don't think this was my first time being introduced to the word Prozac. Them Franchise Boys song, them HOEs going crazy, and I think they need some Prozac. It was another, I feel like when I heard that song, I knew what it was. Mind you, I'm probably in elementary school. Probably in elementary school at this time. I heard that word from somewhere. I don't know. But I really wanted to bring up Ciara's future and interview Mag because of this, claim to having being on medication. I don't know if Ciara has ever talked about, having mood altering medication because I don't watch Summer House Child. But I think it's pretty brave and badass, aka very Ciara. Ciara. When I think about Ciara, I think of badass. But I don't watch Summer House. I only know her from Traders, but she wasn't really talkative in Traders. But I feel like she's a badass. I feel like they kind of like love girl her on Traders too, but that's another story. But I think badass, and Ciara is pretty synonymous. Okay, anyways. But I think it's badass of her to speak out openly about being on Prozac, and then child speaking openly about crying, because that's Ciara badass. Like, she crying about this. So yeah, Superman has his kryptonite, and we're all human. But also her talking about Prozac made me think about this post recently Dr. Mimi of Married to Medicine did, talking about prescribing different medications, where she was basically saying, girl, get on the medication. Like, just go ahead and get on the medicine. And come to me for your prescription. Um, but yeah, it's good to see how far mental health awareness has come, like, in our lifetime. Because I remember when I was younger, like, ooh, therapist. Ooh, 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 are you going to a therapist? I know they had a negative stain, but me personally, I never really like, true. If it can help, you need to go. Even like at a real young age, like I would have been interested in, like, if I needed it to go to therapy. But I was very aware that it had a negative stain on it. But I definitely see, like, society, culture, American pop culture, whatever. I definitely do see the tides are rolling in a change, and the people are taking their mental health seriously and talking about it openly, and it's just normal because you got the beautiful, talented Ciara talking about being a pro that and crying. Wow, you can too. Don't burn nobody's house down, key nobody's car. Don't beat up people. Don't cuss people out at your job. Just get on the medication, girl. Like that made me say, get on that medication. Okay, and I believe this one is the last one. Share houses. Just have fun. Get drunk and get a little messy, but don't screw your neighbor in the next room. Cheating in the next song, girl. Making plans to see him soon. Who know that song? Talking softly on the telephone. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. Okay. So yesterday, very much yesterday's news. Yesterday was Love Island premiere. Okay. And I never watched Love Island. But I did feel like, I'm part of the people. Okay. I'm in the things. I'm in the algorithm. I'm seeing, I'm hearing, I'm consuming the content. So I see that it's a big staple in pop culture. And I know last time I kept seeing and hearing about a show, and I'm like, okay, let me just watch this damn show. It was Traders down to a Peacock Brethren show on Traders. And I absolutely love Traders. I can't wait till they come back. I think the next season going to be like with civilians, like regular people, not famous people. I'm gonna like it if it's not with famous people. I want it with famous people. I want to see Cynthia and Crystal on it just because they're part of the reason why I started watching the show, and they always talk about how they want to go on the show. So I want it for my girls. I love all the girls. I love to support the girls. I want to see my girls get what they want. Okay, but child, so I tuned in yesterday. First of all, I thought it came on at 8. So I was okay. I gotta remember. Child, trying to force myself to remember when I know this brain fog has my brain fried. Okay. But I remembered and I was ready at 8. Then I'm like, wait, what? It's not on. So then I realized it come on 9 Eastern. I guess I child seen the wrong thing. Okay. So I watch at 9 and I don't know, y'all. I lasted about 40 minutes. And I don't know. I think I'm gonna leave this show for the young folks. It just gave preteen to me. I don't know, child. I'm getting scarred from the world, child. But it was giving young hearts run free. Like y'all have y'all thing over there. It just was like everyone was just so happy. I'm so happy to be here. And I don't want to be negative and like a hater and like so angry and bitter, but it was just like these people saying they 25 and 23 and 24. And it's just like, well, why are you so happy? Why is it giving you're 15? Like, I don't know, maybe if I was in middle school or maybe even high school, I would like the show. It's just like you were just so I love and that's no offense to the girls. I still love all the girls. I love all the girls. I support the girls. I'm happy that the girls, because you see, Olandria, there are a lot of opportunities in a show like this, and I hope that we not have another Olandria. We have more militant, beautiful women getting that paper. Okay, that's what I'm hoping for the girls. Okay, but I don't know. I did see a commenter say like they warned me and was like the first couple of episodes are slow, but I don't know what I felt. It wasn't slow. It was just like y'all too happy. Like, where's the childhood trauma? How the hell can I relate to this show? But I don't know. Maybe I was gonna say maybe if I don't have nothing to do, child, it's always something I'm avoiding doing, child. So I don't know when I'm gonna have free time, but I don't know. Maybe if something scandalous happened, your girl will tune in and get the tea. But I do like Melanie. Yeah, Melanie I like. Trinity is my favorite. I love her dark skin and her big boobs. Child, my titties is big like that. Even probably bigger and better before I had all these kids, child. So I like Trinity. Also like Miss Anaya. I like Anaya. Y'all know Melody is Afro Latina. I did catch that tea. I was paying attention, but it was like these people just too happy. It was like it felt like teenagers. Like, oh, you guys are old. Why aren't you miserable? Why aren't you miserable? A miserable part like me. Okay, let me stop. I'm a red sunshine child. I am not miserable or bitter or in need of Prozac, like Sierra. Okay. But when I was down Love Island, I was live tweeting, which I want to do more with more shows when I watch it. I have a bunch of ideas of furthering the content with that. But when I watch stuff, I be doing 100 things. So it's just like hard to actively, consciously live tweet, and then I have to consciously watch the show so I could have something to say when I live tweet. I say live tweet, but that's like the general term. I post on X and also on Threads. But I like to wash dishes, yell at my kids, watch another show while I'm watching the show. So it's a little bit hard for me, but I do like live tweeting. And while I was live tweeting yesterday, let's say Hoopla, that's the damn library app. Hooray Media commented on my post. I said, I'm not ever gonna lie. I'm loving all the Madeline and all the girls in the book. And Hooray Media did like the feed snapping, whatever that's called, child. I'm old. I don't know what it's called. And then if you don't know, Hooray Media is Issa Rae's company, so it's only fitting that I use this name in response. But shout out to Hooray Media. Shout out to Powerhouse Wife Media as well. All right, maybe we need to get together and figure out something going on in the media space. You hear me? Yeah. Okay, and also while I was scrolling, I saw this. Wow, Miss Tamar is going on tour. Now, I already reported this because I watch Unmesticated podcast with Candace Diller Bassett as well as Michael Arsenault. Okay, and Candace already let it slip that she's going to go on tour with Tamar for the summer. And I'm like, well, damn, the summer coming. What the hell you announce the damn tour, baby? We got to take off from work. We got to get a babysitter. We got to get an outfit. That come first. Got to get a hair done. When we going? When we going to announce this tour? So finally, I'm scrolling and I see Tamar post this. So we got a little city winery situation. City winery, call me. I need a brand deal, okay? Y'all don't have a city winery in my area, but I can help y'all open up y'all ship situation down to South Florida, okay? But the first stop on Tamar's tour is in Atlanta, and I believe Candace said she's going to be opening for Tamar. So then we have New York City. If anyone's watching in any of these cities, Philadelphia, Nashville in August, y'all let me know in the comments, is y'all going? Is this worth it? Are y'all Tamar fans? Okay, aside from the drama and the antics and the reality TV of it all, the people say they love her voice. I'm not a new school R&B girly like her genre. I love the old people, like the old people before it became R&B. It was called something else. But I hear a little yang 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 on the radio, and I like it. You know, if I had a playlist, it wouldn't be on a playlist. Sure, I don't know. I like it. If I hear it in the club, I'm gonna act crazy. But I rather the old people singing like Al Green now, Otis Redding. That's my vibe. Aretha Franklin, yes, Lord. That's my vibe. But would y'all go and see Miss Tamar down to the city winery? This is like a more of an intimate thing, so that was surprising to me that they were doing smaller venues, and it's not a long city list. Like this is just a weekend, basically. You just gonna take a couple of days off, 2 weeks off, and go down to the thing and sing down to the city winery in a couple of cities. Okay, well, go ahead, girl, do your thing. Okay. Our last thing in yesterday's news, shout out to Moo Chung. She posted this, and I thought that P.O. Bryson died. Speaking of old school R&B, P.O. died He's a legendary R&B singer, and he had complications from a stroke that he had previously. And he's a big staple in the music scene. He had two, I don't know if it's two nominations or two like Grammy awards. But yeah, I like I said, I like the old people, but not as I like a little bit older. Like Peter Bryson is like maybe one and a half generations ahead of what I like. Like I said, Al Green. Like you gotta be old, like oh. Temptations. If you get to Temptations, that's like okay, you're getting too old. Like Ricky Lyman, okay, I like a little bit. Like, but my sweet spot is right up in that time frame with Earth, okay, and Etta. No, that's not folks up there. But I definitely know some people writing songs just from being melanated and in the culture, a student of the culture, loving pop culture. I definitely know who People Bryson is, and RIP to him. Okay, now let's go to the topic. Let's go to the topic that the lights went out with yesterday. Let's talk about this. Okay, so on Monday Night Live, the Monday Night crew introduced a new segment called Rate That Read, I believe. And you know, Claudia is that read girl. She reads girls down. She's quick on her feet. She been in stewardship of some kind of Jamie Foxx being on his radio show. So iron sharpen iron. So she been around him. She been around a bunch of different other funny folks. And she went up against Nene, and Nene, gave her her flowers. And Nene is part of the reason why Claudia was awarded full-time housewifeship on Atlanta the season that she was on. So yeah, this will be a very fitting. She has the credentials, okay? And my credentials is I'm from Miami, okay? And I love all the girls. That's my credentials from why I wanted to join this segment. Claudia had her takes on the reads between Shamia and Angela on episode 9, and I have much different takes. Basically all of the Monday Night crew said that Shamia won. Who do y'all think won? And it was Angela versus Shamia on episode 9, this last episode. I think it was very meta, very camp, that whole scene where they were having their infield interview confessional situation. I loved that. It was just like, wow, like it was so camp, so meta. I loved it. And then they were still fussing in their interview. I loved it. Shamia just so animated. I don't know. I don't get this. I do get the Shamia hate, but I don't get the Shamia hate. Like I do love Shamia. But y'all let me know who y'all think. I already said this in my RHOA review. Y'all go and watch my live where I talked about episode 9, not season 9. I talked about it. I think Shamia won, child. Shamia ate Angela up, okay? But let's go referee just like Claudia Jordan did. And I'm going to tell y'all what, and not Angela. I'm going to tell you guys what Claudia rated, and I'm going to tell you my rating, okay? So this is the read. It was said, use your discernment to sell a house. That's what Shamia said to Angela. Claudia said it was mid. She said it was a 2.5. So the rating is 1 to 5, 5 being read down to the ground, 1 being go home and take a nap, and you can go ahead and try that again, okay? I gave it a 5. I think that was good. And I kind of do see where Claudia said, no, and this ain't it. Because Shamia, like, what? You still got to give it to her because Shamia walked her into that. But Shamia could have did a little smoother, but Shamia did do a good job. Use your discernment to sell a house. Like, yeah, girl, that's your tea. Your tea, you can't buy a house, that's your storyline. So, yeah, let me help you with your storyline. And we're going to talk about how this real estate ain't selling. And it got spiders and cobwebs all down to the thing. Now, Angela, I love you. So, don't hear this. Love all the girls, okay? Anyway, well, yeah. What else? What was the next read? Okay, so Angela said you don't have an identity. You're a lapdog and lipstick. And Shamia said, Drew told you that. Okay, Claudia gave it a 2 because it was recycled and only added the lipstick part. That's from Angela. Okay, I gave it a 2. I feel like it's old, like with the whole lap. I'm tired of hearing that Shamia is a lap dog. And the serve back that Drew told you that Shamia said, I gave that like a 2.5. It was like, okay, this is just a fillery. We gotta have comebacks. Okay, so this is just fun. Okay, so the next one was you want to EGOT, get a hit first. That's what Angela said to Shamia. Claudia gave that a 3.5. I gave that a 1. It was like, okay, the girl EGOT, like the girl want to be on baddies or something like this. Something okay, she wants something prestigious. She's in the industry, like, and she never talked about. I don't think she ever said anything about wanting to eat guy or. It's like okay, you act like Shamia can't sing. She could get a hit. Like what? It's like I don't know. It wasn't landing for me. It wasn't nothing to write home about. Uh, and also a criticism I have of Angela on her reads. I feel like didn't have enough pizzazz. I talked about this in my review. Angela was very cool and laid back with Pinky, and that's how she definitely won when it was Angela versus Pinky. But Pinky didn't get told the hell up. Pinky was in there. Pinky was in the running, but yeah, she did get second place, which is a loss. Okay, Angela did win that one, but for this one, Angela came with that same calm approach. And I feel like the calm approach, it wasn't really hitting. Shamia had her. Like Shamia ate her up, like entirely. But okay, Angela had her, she was not laying down dead now. She had her comebacks, but Shamia and Shamia, no, Angela and Pinky was a much closer race than Shamia and Angela to me, in my opinion, in my housewife opinion. And that's why we're here over here on this channel. Speaking of that, y'all go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. Right now, I'm doing a 30-day challenge. I'm trying to go live every day in June and just see where that takes me in my content journey, growing in my media space, and just reporting the news, my journalistic bag, all of the things. So can I not stutter? Stay tuned and help me reach my 30-day goal. Okay, so the next read was Shamia said nobody wants to be like Angela. And Angela says, I'm self-made. I didn't have to lay on my back to get on my feet. So Claudia gave it the read of the night. And Dustin mentioned the literary component to it when she said, you didn't have to lay on my back to get on my feet. For me, I do agree with Dustin. I know I love a alliteration situation. I love, the sound, the rhythm when you talk, the twang and slang and all of the things. Okay, colloquialisms and all of the culture and speaking and written form as well. But I didn't like it. I don't know. None of Angela's reads really hit. Okay, Shamia said nobody wants to be like Angela. That was just like a throw in. You gotta have a comeback. You gotta say something back. You can't just let them the insults fly too much. You gotta be able to say something back. But when Angela says I'm self-made, I didn't have to lay on my back to get ahead. It's just like, okay, but Shamia is not known for that. Like how I said yesterday, child, before the lights went out. Or was that in my review of Atlanta? Okay, go ahead and watch my review of Atlanta. I think I said in my review of Atlanta. We don't know Shamia for being this big old HOE. If anything, we know Shamia from being in the community. We know Happy Pride. That's what we know Shamia for, if anything, and being Portia's best friend. Because we met her. Then at the reunion, she cussed out Phaedra and then said she was about to be married, and she got her African prince. Okay, so since when Shamia was this hoe, and she's still with the same man that she's supposed to be married, not supposed to be married to, she is married to. She's still with the same man, got 2 kids. with the same man. So I think that like trying to lay on your back to get ahead. If she did, she done got ahead. She in the same room as you, Miss Angela. Okay, I love Angela. I love all the girls, but I'm just saying. Okay. So the next read was Shamia says that's why your husband leaves in the morning and don't come back until the night. I did that at 2.5. It was a little weak to me. The cadence, I don't know. But later in the argument, it seems that it could be new true tea because they was talking about how Shamia is outside and Charles is outside and they be seeing each other outside. Like, what you doing out here? Yeah, like that's my Charles voice. Yeah. Yeah, I don't even know what Charles would say. Yeah, yeah, I left this morning. I ain't coming back. But we know Charles is a jokester. Charles is an old man, and he likes to joke, like how he said on the podcast about had to be drugged to get married to Angela. And Angela talked about that at the top of the season. I think it was the first episode. She confronted them, Charles, about that. Okay, so the next read, it says, Angela says, I see why you, oh no, we already, oh no. Angela says, I see why you leave home and don't come back. Then she says, Falcons or Hawks? I personally give that a 2.999. Because Shamia ain't never had no freak hole allegations, like I said. Yeah. So she's a pro dancer. She's a host. That's how she Hawks or Falcons. Maybe she getting the checks down for the thing. She's in her alumni graduate stage. She's still around, and you acting like you seen something. If you seen something, say something, okay, Angela? Because this just giving you just reaching. You just trying to say everybody a hoe, force your hoe, which we know she's had her ambitions. She's a free one. No judgment here. Um, and you calling Portia, so you just saying that about Chanel. It just seems like you're just calling everybody that, Angela. You gotta be found evidence. You can't just be saying it. Um, but okay. The next read is Shamia says, I'm a great host. It pays well. And Angela says, it don't. Claudia gave that a 4. To me, in this argument, Angela was just too calm. Like I said earlier, it could have hit a little harder, like the way she said it. Like she could have been harder, like, and it down. She could have like did it a little bit. I don't know. Maybe I'm too Miami. Like it gotta be dramatic. You gotta be, but calm does win. Like how Miss Quad be reading the girls. Miss Quad do get energetic, but Miss Quad do know how to read you down like you ain't nobody. Like very calm. And like I said, Angela did do a real good calm read. Well, she did still get energetic with Pinky, but I don't know. It just needed a little bit more energy, just a little bit something low. I don't think she was ready, child. She wanted that kebab, and I wanted that kebab too. Maybe not a salmon kebab. That don't sound that don't sound good to me. But she wanted that kebab, and I want that kebab too. Let's go get real. What was the next read? Okay, so the next read is then Shamia says you better. Oh no, she said then Shamia says you probably should get a job because real estate ain't working out. And then Claudia said that was a 5. I give that a 5. It was quick. Um, it was real quick. I like that, and it was factual, quick and factual. It was good. So the next read is then Angela says the men pay you well. Claudia said it was a 1, and then she changed it to a 5. I give it a 2 because the energy she had behind it. But I just wasn't feeling this, calling her a hoe. Freak hoe, she ain't had no freak hoe allegation. And if you trying to bring this to the table, where's the receipt? Because we ain't seen Shimmy be a freak hoe. We just seen her be best friends to a freak hoe. Okay? And she said, y'all, you ruined that friendship. Okay, so the last read is Shamia gets up and says she's not going to continue to talk to Slash Squash. For me, somehow that walk away wasn't a white. She wasn't waving a white flag because Shamia was doing good. Shamia had her stuff the whole time. And squash. Dash squash wasn't really offensive because she's just referring to her height. I ain't feel like she was like demeaning another black woman. I just felt like she was calling Sasquatch because big Ange is big Ange, you know, and we love big Ange, okay, and we love Shamia. Because we know Shamia could take it there. Sasquatch was in her worst, and she done said to Angela. She done called this girl 99 No's. When I heard 99 No's on Sweet 16, I like cringed and crumbled up into a little ball of fucking paper. I said, that is so mean. Not mean in the bad, like, oh, no, I can't watch this. Cancel the show. Y'all know how y'all do. Cancel the show. This is horrible. Devil. I just was like, whoa. Because you know, you see something, but you don't say nothing. But she said 99. No, Michael Jackson. I said, oh my God. I would have had to walk off set. If somebody would have said that to me, I would have had to just do. That's when I would have got up. That would have been a walk away. Okay. But Shamia and her walk away, I think it was like, yeah, I'm done here. I did that. It wasn't like you gotta sit there glued to the seat until somebody moves. Okay. And also Shamia said the producers told her to get up and go, which she got up and went, and it wasn't like a defeated walk away. It was like, yeah, kiss my black behind. Okay. So yeah, like I said, to me, Miss Shamia won, and Miss Shamia is in her villain era, and I'm nervous. I'm so nervous for that reunion, Lord. The people done got their psyche vows, but I'm still worried, child. I'm worried for the people. I hope the reads are good. I hope the fashions are good. I was supposed to post my freaking seating chart predictions today. I completely forgot. I'm going to do that when I get off live right now. And I'll post it tomorrow. Goodness, I freaking forgot. And we could have talked about it on yesterday's news tomorrow. Darn. Okay, so we gotta wait to talk about that, but we're definitely gonna talk about my seating chart predictions. I'm gonna make it when I get off live. I can't wait to see the fashions, see the theme. You know, the cash trip is going to be in Scotland. You know, that's the place where Traders is filmed. You know, Phaedra was on Traders, and also Portia was on Traders for one day. But yeah, I'm wondering if it'll be in because last season it was, and sometimes when the cash trip they have it inspired. The reunion look is inspired by the cash trip. Potomac did that one year. They went to Florence. They went somewhere. They went somewhere and they had all that colorful shit on the damn on the damn stage. And RHOA did that last season. They had it was supposed to be Grenada, child. I ain't seen nothing Grenadian down to the thing, but okay, cool. So maybe they'll be down to the thing in their plaid. I don't know. I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous for this damn reunion. But I will be watching and we will be talking about it. Okay. Love the you honeys. Mean it. Bye.